So, what's blue and smells like paint?
Dead Smurfs.
Blue paint. Cue the theme song. What's up, everybody? Welcome to an episode of A Shot of Reviews. I am your host, Jarrell, or Jokey Jarrell, whatever, or what do you want to call me now? But bad joke.
Jarrell the Jester.
Yes, Jester Jarrell. And with me, you heard, is Snarky Mark over there.
What's up?
I know, over there on the ones and twos, we got my boy, Big League Stu over there chowing down on some fish, always.
I'm on the ones and twos.
Oh, so you guys will want to hear more hilarious jokes like that. I'm thinking actually of having like all of our fans subscribe to our show, and then they can listen to our pre-shows, and I'll tell like more jokes like that. But
just more jokes.
Yeah, more jokes. If you want to hear more jokes that I've been telling before the show started, you can subscribe to our channel at some point and pay about $10 a month. You get all access to all the pre-show nonsense that goes on with setting up mics and everything like that. But anyway, before we get to all that, let me just tell you what we do on this show besides tell jokes. We get kicked back, have some drinks, review some albums that just came out in the past few weeks, and this time we'll be reviewing the pop princess herself, Britney Spears, with a new album. We'll be reviewing that. And for you rock heads, we got a couple rock albums coming out that we are reviewing. The first one we'll do is the new one from A Day to Remember, the metalcore / pop rock, pop emo band, whatever you want to call them. And also the, East Coast band, New York band, Bayside, their new album just came out. We'll be reviewing that. Kind of a mixture between rock and emo, everything like that. Also in the news, we have, we got to talk about some passing. Someone passed away, very important. And you know how I like to do that.
Every fucking
week. I know. 2016, man, it's crazy. Just picking people off left and right. So a couple people, someone died really historical this past few weeks while we were off the air. And we'll talk about that. And another story we're going to talk about is kind of more of like a self-interest story that I really wanted to dive into. And I'll give you a hint. It's about a certain thing that we all grew up on in the 80s. Is still around, and now they're doing something with them. And
Nerf fencing? Nerf fencing? Is it Nerf fencing?
It's Crossfire.
Is it Popples?
What is that?
Or Popples?
No.
They were some kind of doll, I don't know. Glowworms. They were kind of like glowworms, but they were like they had pouches.
It's light bright. It's something that was a fad in the 80s that we're going to talk about that's still relevant today that I had no idea we're still doing.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah. And we normally do emails at the end of the show, but we only got one email this week. So I'm thinking of just postponing that email. You listening, or I'm going to read your email next week. But I want to actually have more time to think of a good answer to your question. So I won't even tell the cast what it was. But more emails we want, and I'll tell you.
We're the cast now?
Yeah, we don't want to be the cast?
Who are you? You're the host, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Makes
I
sense.
said that in the beginning, so there you go. And then, so that's all the housekeeping, right? Oh, by the way, if you guys didn't even laugh at my joke, by the way. I'm really upset about that. I'm not gonna do fucking material for these losers listening to our show.
I'm waiting for the extra podcast of just jokes.
Oh, and by the way, the reason we do this show is for you, the fans out there. We love you. Yeah. So without further ado, let's introduce our mascot. Little John comes out here and tells us when it's time to do shots, and he'll tell us every so often throughout the show that it's time for some drinks. We'll have some quick shots. If you want to have shots at home or wherever you're listening, do the same thing. So let's bring him in here. Also, I want to say Mrs. S, my wife, will be guest starring on one of the reviews, the Britney Spears review. She's nice enough to hang out with us. You want to pass the mic to her real quick to say a jolly hello?
Hi.
Jolly hello.
Very simple.
Yeah, very cute. All right, so Little John, set us off here. Is it time for drinks yet? It is. And this is going to be an interesting one, my friends. Everybody! All right, so we'll start with Mark. You have a choice today.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize there was a...
Either you can have a shot of this lovely Black Seal, Black Bermuda rum, straight off the islands of Bermuda, man.
Okay.
or I can make you a nice, delicious cocktail mix of ginger beer, which is from the lovely Krabbies, and rum for a dark and stormy.
Let's do that. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
dark and stormy.
3 dark and stormies all around.
You can't drink that spiced rum straight up.
I actually had some last night with a little ice cube in it, and it wasn't bad, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so
It's
I
not
will
sipping. Not
I will
sipping
pour my
liquor.
drink, and while I'm pouring the drinks for you guys, let's get into how was your Labor Day weekend and this week, everything like that. Mark, tell us about your week.
Yeah, it's awesome. Labor Day didn't do anything last weekend. Yesterday had the cake tasting for the wedding.
I told you that's the best part, right? The tasting the food.
Yeah,
That's my favorite part of leading up to the wedding itself.
Yeah, it was
Go
pretty
on.
great. It's just like eating a lot of cake, and that's the story with that.
Well, what kind of cake are you having? Like, I'm
Okay,
just
so we
trying to
decided
totally
on.
stall.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, so we decided on. It's gonna be this one with like raspberry and cream,
You only
That
have
was
so
really
much
good.
Krabbies.
and then there's
I'm just following the recipe. Go on.
one that's like a caramel filling,
get a
like
spoonie,
a caramel something.
Mm.
I don't, we ate a bunch. I picked them. We picked out 2, and it's gonna look cool. Apparently,
Okay.
we'll see. Right, wedding stuff.
Wedding
guys.
stuff.
What's up?
It's coming. It's coming, you guys. After January, we won't be able to hear these play-by-plays of your wedding.
Yeah, that's what
All
I'll be
right.
like, "Ugh, no more sex, guys. Am I right? Wed marriage.
I
I got a car. It was my dad's birthday.
mean, ha.
Yeah, because I never have sex with my husband.
I'm just saying stereotypes. There's stereotypes out there.
Stereotypes are awesome, guys.
I had to get a father's birthday card, and I realized that there's like only 2 jokes that they make in cards for fathers, which is like, one is like, you're lazy, and 2 is like, you like sports and you give me money. It's like, that's all of them are always like, hey dad, like, here's something extra for all the times that you were my human ATM, and then. Right? Am I right?
Just
You're
start
just
with
fucking mixing the. I'm trying to come up with
all right.
something.
Just what else did you do? That's all. I'm not saying tell your whole story. I'm not saying like do your stand up right here. Just telling me your
Am I
your
right,
week, man.
guys? Corn nuts. Are they corn or are they nuts?
You decide.
I'm done.
All right. I'm
Stu,
gonna.
how are those egg rolls?
All right.
Egg rolls are
I
tasty.
guess that's all you did that week. I'm just saying.
I didn't do much.
I was pissed about Labor Day because fucking Hurricane Hyman was supposed to come
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And
Hyman.
Is that what it was?
I don't think it was Hurricane Hyman.
Apparently
it was Hymen.
Oh, it's still the same thing.
No, Hymen is a part of a vagina.
You say Hyman, I say Hymen.
You know
Hyman.
where it's located?
Well, you have to be a virgin to have one, right?
You have to be. It kind of helps, you know.
So I don't know. No, I do not know where it's located. It's
All right.
usually missing.
Let me know how those drinks are, you guys. I'm actually gonna make myself one too, but I'm out of Krabbies right now.
Oh, well,
I
I
was
didn't realize these were for the.
Well, no, they were for both, but thank you. Yeah, it's better with the. How was it?
It's good.
Yeah, I should really get into bartending school because I'm really good at putting 2 drinks together and voila.
Yeah.
Yours wasn't too. Mrs. S said I usually make them too strong. You're saying it was all right, right?
I mean, I like dark rum, so.
I mean,
and-
it worked out anyway for you.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's disgusting.
All right, what was the problem,
I
man?
don't like Krabbies, though.
Yeah, I know I don't like Krabbies, and I only like spiced rum with Coke. So
See, I like this. I like the ginger.
overall, it is
the bite.
disgusting.
Okay.
All right, well,
I love ginger.
Well, that's a skip it from Stu.
I'll push the button later for you.
What do you call it?
It's called a dark and stormy.
Dark and stormy.
Yes. And I think I like the way that I like them so. But this just combining 2 things I love, which is really good for me. So apparently we probably had that hurricane last week. Me and Miss Seth were going to go to AC to see Blink 182.
It wasn't going to be a hurricane.
What was it going to be, like a
It was going to be a
storm?
no, not even a tropical storm, just a storm. It was downgraded to a storm.
Yeah, but they still canceled the show because they were fucking scared of there being too much wind and sand flying around.
And then it was downgraded again to just sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be cloudy today, you guys. Better cancel the show. So that went down. So all we did that weekend was we just did some housework and stuff. So it was really fun. Clean the house. Well, finally we get to see the floor in the kitchen. Finally, the bathroom is not like, you have to pull your feet up from when you're taking a shower or anything like that from dodging hairballs like in the shower. You know what I'm talking about, right, guys, fellas? Hairballs in the shower.
Heard that.
Yeah, so that was cool.
There's hairballs in the shower.
Yeah, I thought I figured it'd be best if you waited outside till it's your time to come. No, I'm kidding. Just hang around. We're just spitballing here. Also, we did all the cleaning and got to see that roast of Rob Lowe. I don't know if you checked that out.
I didn't see it. No.
All right, I won't spoil it for you then.
I just heard about Ann
Nope,
Coulter.
didn't see it.
All right.
So they called it
The Ann Coulter roast. Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty much that, but she was no reason to be there. Since you didn't see that, we'll move on to another thing I want to tell you about is we finally saw the movie Keanu with Key and Peele, and I know Mark, you're a big movie guy. Did you actually happen to see that?
Oh, I wanted to see that movie.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I thought it was not, but I begged to differ, nigga. It was not good.
I liked it. I mean,
I liked it.
Oh, I love Key and Peele.
yeah,
I thought that should have just been a sketch, and it was kind of like the problem I have also with the movie is like if they named The Hangover like Carlos after the baby, you would ask yourself why was it named after the character that was Harley in the movie? Same thing with Keanu. Cat's Harley in the film. The fuck's that about?
Who's Carlos?
The baby in The Hangover.
He's named after who?
That's what Zach Galifianakis named him. Remember? Oh, you're
Okay,
going with that whole like.
I thought you were saying like. Okay,
No, I'm just saying
never
they named the movie after a character that's Harley in the movie. That's my point. And that's the only example I could think of. But I like how you went with it. Wait a minute.
No, but he called him No, but you're saying so he. Whatever. I'm gonna drop this. I
It
won't.
was about the cat. It's not like
Yeah.
it was about the baby.
No one can hear you.
I don't care. I said that The Hangover was not about the baby, whereas Keanu was about the cat.
Didn't feel like it. It was. It
The
seemed
cat
like
was
the
the
cat
whole
was
reason.
Harley in it, though.
But
The
it was
cat
about
was-
them getting the cat.
Oh, you're saying the movie The Hangover.
Oh, you think I'm talking about hangovers?
I got no. I thought you were. Never mind.
Okay.
It just clicked in my brain what you were trying to say.
All right.
But yeah, no. The movie Keanu was about the cat. The whole point of it was to get the cat.
Yeah, I thought the whole point of the movie was
Like-
to make a coherently funny film, and that's not what happened for me.
I liked it a lot.
I
There was some
I
really good-
snickered like twice, you know.
You what?
I snickered because
I
of the.
thought it was better than Sausage Party. So.
Wow, harsh.
I saw Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and you liked that movie too.
No, it was garbage. Unnecessary. Is
All
my
right.
one
Well,
word.
that we agree on that. Any other movies? Because reason we're asking this question, you guys, to Mark is anybody new? I want to get like a movies with Mark kind of like a show going in the future where you said you were watching a movie with your fiance like once a day, and then maybe like every month, you just spout off the movies you saw and like didn't like this and that and like question at the end. It's still in the making, but we'll work on what the show will have like a whole point, everything like that. So what did you see besides? You only saw like Suicide Squad and anything else interesting?
Let's see. We watched Highlander 1 and 2,
Oh, old school
which
shit,
are both not very good. Like really cool idea.
I
but
thought it
just-
won the Academy Award for greatest movie ever made.
Only one can last or
like-
stand or something.
Yeah, but it's like there can be only one. That's
Yeah,
it.
oh, there can be only one. I
But-
knew it had something to be with one.
Yeah,
It really just makes a case for that, like the fact that Christopher Lambert is a terrible actor, no matter what, no matter if he's playing like someone in the future or someone in the past. It's just every generation there's a terrible Christopher Lambert.
I'm so, if you're listening, Christopher Lambert, we apologize that
He was good
such
in
a
Mortal
bad actor.
Kombat. Raiden. A+.
Everyone loves that movie still to this day. No one can stop talking about the great
yes.
Mortal Kombat movie,
Combat, yes.
which apparently is the best video game movie ever made so far, which is sad.
Really?
That's not true. Final Fantasy was awesome.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Is that technically a movie? Spirits Within, that one?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
All right. Well, I was gonna go with Super Mario Brothers, but whatever.
No, Super Mario Brothers was horrible.
It's pretty good.
The best thing fucking John Leguizamo ever did, and Dennis Hopper. What else has Dennis Hopper done that was even remotely as good as that movie?
Yeah, no, pretty much nothing.
All right. So with that, I guess Stu, anything
Nope.
fun? Okay.
Nope.
Nothing fun with me.
No fun.
I didn't do anything fun either. So I guess that wraps up all the bullshitting at only 15 minutes. So I think we're making good time. So it's time to get into our music news because I want to get to the depressing stuff first. Wilder is dead. We all know that. But also the king, the legend of ska. What's his name? Shit. I didn't write it down. It's on the tip of my tongue. Peter Buster. I know, Mark, you're a big ska fan. You know, he passed away.
Huge ska head over here. Pick it up. All my homies.
That's actually what they did at his funeral. When it's time to bring the casket over there, they all said at the same time. They skanked over to the grave and threw it in.
There you go. Make Jesus skank.
Well, all right. So I wanted to just make sure we acknowledge that he passed, but the real one I want to talk about is.
Barely remembered his name.
Yeah, I barely remembered his name because I couldn't think of the words. See, these dark stormers get to me. Got my notes here. Here we go. Jerry Heller is dead. You know who that is? Yeah. Stu? We went to see that movie, Straight Outta Compton. Paul Giamatti played that character. He was the manager of NWA. Just passed away at 75 years old. Apparently had a heart attack while driving. And then...
crashed into something? A beer truck?
A beer truck, yeah. He crashed into...
Budweiser?
He crashed into
Budweiser everywhere, and he died.
He crashed into like a Hitler museum or something like that. Like it's ironic since he's Jewish and all. But I got this story from the Rolling Stones, and it said Ice Cube actually. They asked him like, "What do you think of your former manager passing away?" And he was on the Detroit radio station Hot 107.5, and he said, "I didn't have no emotions. I'm just glad I'm with my brothers today. I'm glad I'm with DJ Gella. I'm glad I'm with MC Ray today. It's only right. Yeah. Then DJ Heller apparently died, like I said. He actually, if you guys don't know, he helped Eazy-E form Ruthless Records in 1987 and managed the band NWA through their seminal debut, Straight Outta Compton, which they showcased that in the movie that we saw. But then after that, the relationship disintegrated when Ice Cube left the band because he wasn't getting the royalties since he wrote all the songs on that album, and he was getting paid the equally amount to everyone else, so he left the group, and then resulting in putting out that diss track No Vaseline on his debut album, which insults all the members of the group. And you saw the movie, right, Mark?
Yes.
And basically has all these like anti-Semitic things they say about Jerry Heller as well. And then he's like, "Oh, I got to sue him for defamation of character, blah, blah, blah." So over 2 decades later, after he dies, Ice Cube's feelings towards Heller haven't even warmed up at all. He's like, "I ain't going to pop no champagne, but I ain't going to shed no tears neither. It is what it is. We come here, we pass, it's out of here. Like that. I'm not losing no sleep over that one. West Side!"
Holy shit, it's like he's here.
And then while Ice Cube and Dre respective relationships with... Heller went south. The manager remains close to Eazy-E until the rapper died in 1995. And then Paul Giamatti played a character, like I said. And then he's even mad about that portrayal in that movie that Paul Giamatti played him in. He went and filed a $110 million defamation lawsuit against the film producers, including Dr. Dre and Ice Cube. So that might be why he's still pissed at you, dude. Even to the end. And then... after the suit, Heller ended up saying this. I mean, obviously, before he died, he said to Rolling Stone, "It was very hurtful. I thought No Vaseline was hurtful, but actually, this is more hurtful. Look, I am what I am. But I'm not a thief, and I'm not scandalous. I did more for NWA. I mean, it was just incredible, the success that we had. So for them to call me a thief, it's just terrible." And then he died. So what do you guys think of that story?
That's horrible.
Yeah, I never met the man.
Horrible in what sense? You think Stu, you think they really should have made up, and you think Ice Cube should be more respectable about this guy's passing, or?
No.
Okay. I just want to know what you meant by horrible then. That he died at 75?
No.
Okay.
75.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Ice Cube's right. It's no plus or minus.
You remember seeing that movie? Did you really feel like that? You remember that? I remember that song came out in like I guess it was like 91, something like that. And it was just like, that's like one of the top 10 diss tracks out there, So I was kind of like, this is harsh to a person I never even really knew. So I didn't really know the backstory of NWA and what happened before I saw that movie. But I think it was pretty interesting story though. I mean, that's really all I can say about that.
He died.
Yeah.
The end.
All right. So other story we're gonna get to here is that personal story from mine. Now the '80s, like specifically like 1985, sparked a lot of great fads for us all. We had Alf. We had Hands Across America. And this story I'm going to talk about right here, maybe me and you, Stu, know this better than Mark, being that you're the young one in the group. But there was a thing called Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh yeah, Garbage Pail Kids. I saw they had a Garbage Pail Kid for Milo from the Descendants. Mad Milo.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Mad Milo.
Okay. That's the point I'm making.
Somebody made one recently.
They would basically make like they would take like I guess like the Cashback Kids and take a name and like have an adjective and like an actual name. So it'd be like, Foul Phil or like
Screwy Stew.
Or Stupid or something like that.
Yeah, no, well, Screwy Stew was like a guy with like gears crushing his head.
It was like a drawing on a baseball card. Which
Yeah.
But actually, what Topps is, who actually created the Garbage Pail Kids, they released a Best of the Fest for all like the popular musicians on tour. And if you see this picture right here, I got from Bennett.com. And look, Mark, obviously it's a picture of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And under it, the name they gave is Fiery Flea. And then like the next one is like, what does that say? Amical Anthony? Something like that?
Affably Anthony.
Affably Anthony. And it's got the picture of the a cartoon drawing of the Chili Peppers. And they have like actual Chili Peppers blocking their naked bodies, specifically their penises. So they take a break from the presidential stuff, and they made these cards that are actually being sold on the Topps website for the rest of the summer, spoofing different acts in their sets. Each of them are their pairs of name variations, and each pair are $9.99 each, and a full set of 20 cards costs $4.90, basically $50. Get Red Hot Chili Peppers, Grateful Dead, Guns N' Roses with AC/DC, Beck, The Roots, all different kinds of musicians. And I have some actual pictures I actually printed out of what they want to look like. But before we get into that, a little backstory of what the Garbage Pail Kids are for you guys out there.
So Marilyn Manson is just like a picture of Marilyn Manson normal?
Yeah. Yes. So for all people out there who don't know what Garbage Pail Kids is, and you too, Mark, being like your...
I know what Garbage Pail...
you
I
do?
have a book with all of them in it. I fucking know all my shit. I got the movie at home.
You're younger
Oh,
than us.
the movie was horrible.
That's terrible.
Oh, the movie's horrible.
You're actually younger than us. That's why I didn't know. What are you doing? Okay. Sorry, Mrs. S distracted me there. Garbage Pail Kids, little backstory. So back in like the early 80s, like the Cabbage Patch Kids were really popular. Like basically like the Tickle Me Elmo or like the Beanie Babies of that generation. Everyone's buying them. They cost mad money. So Topps decided they make like not only baseball cards, but they do like also like satire, things like that, like wacky packages, things like that. So they asked like the Cabbage Patch Kid company, like, hey, would you like us to do some merchandising of your cards? And they're like, oh, and Xavier Roberts himself probably like, hell no, we're too big for that shit. So like, Topps was like, fuck it, we'll just make fun of them then. So they got all these like freelancers together and they made these Garbage Pail Kids, changed the name, had a logo, everything like that. They basically take actual Cabbage Patch Kids that look like them, exactly the drawings and stuff like that, and they put them in like painful situations. Basically, they think of different ways to torture children. And they make all these cards, like 10 series, like they come out every 3 months. And that came out like 85, and then it started really taking off. So you go to the store or the bodega, whatever, get a card, a pack of 5. Remember, get a stick of gum, 5 cards, all for a nickel. All for a quarter, sorry. And shit blew up in 1986, so about exactly 30 years ago, that was like a huge phenomenon, just sweeping the whole country and everything like that. And so it actually only lasted for 2 years, and you guys will obviously say, well, what actually killed off the Garbage Pail Kids? And you guys basically said the movie, but that's not the case. Actually, while that was happening, before the movie came out, they Cabbage Patch Kids were trying to sue them for defamation of character and copyright infringement and all that stuff. So that was going on, and by the time they were able to sue them and make them get the licensing fee and get all the money, all that like that, because they were making like $8 million off that whole thing. They sued them, and then they were able to forced them to change the banner because the banner on Garbage Pail Kids used to be like a kind of like an archy kind of thing, the same way that Garbage Kids was, but they had to change it to like more of like a flat banner, and even to change where the characters look from looking from like a Garbage Kids to looking like these like kind of like fake plastically kind of kids. You remember? Were you collecting Garbage Pail Kids like all the way to that point, Stu, when they changed the way they looked?
No.
No, yeah, because I remember too. I kind of stopped like after.
I don't remember the transition.
They were coming out with them like basically like a series like every 3 months. So by the time they changed it, they were already up to like series 10, and they were still doing them now, which I didn't know all the way to this point. But
I had friends that had the whole posters of different series, and it was uncut Garbage Pail Kids, and you could get the whole series uncut in one big poster.
Yeah,
Those were worth a lot.
That's not the same as
no, it was the same as the card. It was just uncut.
Oh. Well, actually, what I'm saying is the movie actually just kind of was the nail in the coffin to something that already happened. The fad ended, first of all. They didn't look the same anymore at that point. And then as it was going, the movie came out starring, which is kind of funny. You guys said the movie is horrible because now it's like a cult classic. And I remember me and Stu.
It is not a cult classic.
Exactly. Me and Stu rented this. It was on Netflix probably like 5 years ago. We watched that
in
shit.
Somerville. Yeah.
And we were like, this is horrible. I can't believe I was so angry when I was 9 years old that I couldn't see this movie that was limited release. And now we finally get to see it, and we're like, this is disrespectful to the whole franchise. But they still, and the sad thing, they had the original characters.
Alligator.
Yeah, they had Alligator. They had Winston, like when he's playing the trumpet and he farts. They had like some girl with snot everywhere, a baby and shit like that. It was like exactly from the
one.
Yeah. They had everything from the cards, and they even had a cartoon show. You remember that?
No.
Obviously, no, because the reason is they had to cancel before the show even came out, so they never showed it in America because at that point in '87, Garbage Pail Kids was like basically like parents were complaining, schools were banning them and stuff like that, so the affiliates like pulled out, so they had no choice but to end the show. But cancel. They just did the show, put it on DVD like a couple of years ago. But anyway, the thing that's funny about the movie I was gonna say is it stars that kid that was actually on The Facts of Life towards the end of the show. His name's like Mackenzie Aston. He's the son of famous actor John Aston, who you might remember originally from the Addams Family. He played Gomez, but a lot of you might know him from his famous role as the janitor that got Gizmo wet in Gremlins 2. Anyway,
of course.
Yes, that's really when he broke out after that. And then, so after his son...
I thought you were going to say his role as Radford in Erie, Indiana.
Oh, no. You got the Gremlins, man. Gremlins 2.
He got Gizmo wet.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was a fucking big deal in that movie, goddammit.
I thought Gizmo was a dude, too.
Yeah. So Aston did that movie, right? And he hasn't had a hit since his son. And it's kind of sad that cemented his career. Garbage Pail Kids. So anyway, back to the present. We got these cards here. And the thing I'm a little mad about, I don't want to come out like this whole like pretentious, like, what's the word? Like I'm really like a purist for Garbage Pail Kids, but if you notice, not only in these pictures, Mark, not only are they like the new version of them, they don't look like our Garbage Pail Kids, but their names. Do you want to read some of their names? Like that one up there, example of the Arcade Fire one example. They have Arcade Fired. But if you remember,
I don't see that one.
The first one on the left.
Oh yeah, Arcade Fired.
Fired
Yeah. I like Decked Beck.
Right, it's Beck walking, and he's Decked Beck. Okay, but then
That's pretty stupid.
right.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah,
these
these are not funny.
at all.
The problem I have with it is this: it's like you remember with Garbage Pail Kids, it was actually a real name. Who the fuck is named Arcade? Who's got a name Arcade?
Yeah.
And then he
Radio Dead. That's the only funny one. Radio Dead. It has a radio like smashing his head.
Yeah, it looks like
that's the only funny one.
It looks like him, which is fine. But who's named Radio? Who has a name Radio?
Oh, Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh yeah, good point. Forgot about that.
I like how it's like well, there's a really good one, John Slayer.
For John Mayer, yeah.
Oh, I thought.
What do you think it was for the
I thought
band
it was Slayer?
It doesn't look like Slayer, doesn't the picture?
No.
Yeah,
But there's Bob Weird, the same picture, because they would give him like
aliases.
A lot of times it'd be the same picture but two different names.
Right,
There'd be
yeah.
different cards with different names. So Bob Weird, but it's got like a Grateful Dead type.
Yeah, that's a Grateful Dead one.
But what is Bob Weird or John Slayer? What does that mean?
Yeah,
That's what I said. Most
I had-
of them
I
were
had a-
stupid.
I thought it was just like Slayer, but they put John in front of it to make it a name.
yeah. I had a card. I had a card when I was a kid that said Mad Donna, and it was like a baby just like going crazy in a crib, and that's just a play on Madonna, but it's not. It doesn't have to exactly be Madonna, but and there's a person whose name is really Donna, so I don't want to be like a baby about it, but like this Gunning for Roses and.
Let's like this one I like though. The other Arcade Fire one.
I thought you liked this one, Mark, because you like Death Cab for Cutie, and it just says Death Cab for Frontman. So apparently someone's named Death Cab, and then Bashed Ben, and then Crying Cure, and then the highlighted part is Cure is the name.
But
It's just dumb, dude.
What was this for?
Overall, it's a failure.
Yeah, why did they do this?
They're just making fun of the bands that are touring this year in the summer. So they just put out these really fucking expensive cards. Because I mean, I know inflation is existing. We got the cards in '86 for 25 cents. Now to get
You know what?
Cards
They're
is $10.
so not funny, and no one's gonna collect them. That they'll be worth money in the future.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is it like
Because no one will have them.
Because you were saying too, it's like Riot Fest has Garbage Pail Kid cards for some of the bands,
Right. Yeah.
Because that's what the Descendants one is for that.
Oh, okay.
there's
All right.
like,
I saw Mad Milo.
There was one that's for like
They should
No
make one-
Effects.
They should make one for like something like brittle John for our boy here, like pulling him apart, shit like that, like he's brittle, like like a dirt clod or something like that, right?
Who?
Our boy, he was tapping me on the shoulder like crazy, like when are the shots coming around, man? So all right. Sorry, you guys out there. When I get talking about Garbage Pail Kids, I really get into it.
Little John.
Little
Little John. It's a little tiny toilet.
yeah, that's something like that, but have
Somebody's
his face.
trying to sit on it. Little John.
I just want to tell you guys before we're gonna do shots right now and get into the music reviews. But if you go to mentalfloss.com, there's a really good article on the oral history of Garbage Pail Kids. You'll find out from the horse's mouth, all the animators, everyone that went into it, and the rise and fall of the whole thing. I didn't want to read the whole thing because it's like fucking 13 pages of Garbage Pail Kid talk. But go online and check that out. Mentalfloss.com. What are we gonna drink now, guys? Another one.
Dark and Stormy.
All right, Mrs. S. We're going to bring you on in a second, but can you bring us some more Krabbies out of the refrigerator?
There is more Krabbies?
Bring us about. You need more?
A boot?
You need more, Stu? Just bring them all. It's cool.
No, I don't even like it.
All right. You bring out 2? Okay. All right, we got to sip slowly, you guys, because I feel it working on me. And you killed your whole drink, right? No? All right, you're good. What am I pouring you something for? You just want to take a shot of this then?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
What the fuck do you want then?
I'll drink the Krabbies before I drink the nasty
So
ass.
you're doing a shot of beer?
No, I'm doing a shot of this mixed stuff.
Okay. How about you, Mrs.
Midnight.
S? What would
What
you
is
like?
it? Midnight.
What would you like a shot of?
Dark and Stormy.
Oh, dark and stormy.
You can have one shot from the road.
I just had a beer.
Oh, you did? I didn't know they were that strong. All right. I guess I will finish mine.
There's a lot of
Dark
terrible
and nasty.
live action '80s movies, like the He-Man, the Masters of the Universe.
I never got to see that yet because I'm afraid that it's not worth it now.
All right, well,
Probably
you're
too
definitely
late.
not going to like it. I mean, if you saw it when you were a kid, maybe you'd have some affinity for it, but it's
Yeah.
pretty terrible watching it as an adult.
That's the problem. When you wait too long for some movies, it's like it loses its luster, you know. Like what else are kid movies that they like? What was that one with the? I forget that I watched Jim. That's it, Jim.
Oh, well, that just.
Did
yeah,
you watch the movie?
recently?
I'm afraid to. It looks horrible.
It was
Yeah,
a
they-
live action
they
movie.
turned it
Yeah,
into
I didn't want to
something-
They
watch
turned
it.
into something
Yeah.
that's not like the show, so I'm like worried to watch. Not that I'm watched Jim, you guys. I'm too manly for that, but
That was pretty sweet.
It was basically they took the premise and
took,
just
like-
ran with it.
they took the name.
They took the name.
That's
Yeah,
it.
the characters are named the same thing, but it's about something totally different. Like,
Yeah, you watched it?
Yeah, but they still got
I've
like
seen the
makeup
trailer.
on their
Okay.
face. That
They have
makes them
makeup
look
on their
like
face.
That's
Jem.
that's
Well,
all. That's all
yeah,
Sue
but, like,
needs.
That's
Jem
all
was
she
like-
was anyway.
No, but Jem was like a future rock star who's like and then she like fought these fucking things. Like she was like she fought people also, and she had like some superpowers or something. This is like about a girl who makes a YouTube video, and then she becomes famous on YouTube, and then the rest of her friends who become her bandmates start hating her because she's a superstar. It's like
Wow.
Josie and the Pussycats, but
Yeah, but
like,
that was a
lamer.
better movie. Yeah.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so you guys hear that? We're gonna do Britney Spears now. A review of her, I mean, and we have our special Britney Spears
Specialist.
specialist. Yes,
Yeah.
Mrs. S, who's been a fan for a long time. So that means her say is what goes. And
Okay.
Britney Spears, here we go. New
Sucks.
New album, Glory.
It's awful.
She's the former pop princess, dancer, ex-Mouseketeer, occasional actress, and she's finally back with her new album after 3 years. Now, from this point forward, this exposition is for anyone who was in a coma for the past 17 years or was born literally yesterday. She hit the scene in the late 90s with her massive hit, Baby One More Time, and then with subsequent hits like Oops, I Did It Again, Stronger, Lucky, I'm a Slave for You, etc., etc. Britney Spears cemented herself in the bubblegum teen idol pop explosion of the early 2000s, and in between dating Justin Timberlake, making out with Madonna, marrying Kevin Federline, shaving her head, entering rehab, she found time to release probably like 1 or 2 albums in between that. But then 2007 came around, put out her 5th album, Blackout, which was a critical success, and her career seemed back on track. And I know, Miss S, you liked that album, Blackout, a lot. That was when she was going crazy, but yet she put that album out, and you thought it was a great dancey record, or was it more like a new sound she was doing? It was Britney, bitch.
I
How
don't
would
know if
you-
I would say like a total new sound, but yeah, I mean, what she's all about is supposed to be just like dance music and feeling sexy.
That was, because I remember that Give Me More video, all that stuff. So we're like, all right, Britney is finally back on track. But then something terrible happened around 2010. Lady Gaga. She came out. Then she's doing her like dance music. The Black Eyed Peas decided, you know what? Let's not do all that self-conscious hip-hop music. Let's do the dance stuff. Let's do EDM music. Let's ride this trend out. Usher started doing that stuff. So that trend broke out. Many artists started going towards that generic EDM sound, including Britney Spears herself, leading to her extremely bland albums, Femme Fatale, and their last one, Britney Jean, Examples, Till the World Ends, which has that cliche like build-up that I complain about. Stu, you know I hate build-ups. Yeah.
It's catchy.
Work, bitch.
It's catchy. I mean, none of her stuff is really thought-provoking, so I mean, it's really weird to like judge it like that. I mean, somebody just lays down beats, tells her what to sing, and it's just supposed to be catchy and you dance at a club. It's not.
I
really supposed to
feel
put
like
much
those
thought
2
into it.
albums were a real step backwards for her. That
Well,
she's
the
not
Britney
trying.
Jean was a shit show, so.
Okay. Well, okay. So you heard Femme Fatale and you liked it then, as opposed to what I thought.
I like half the album, which some people says that means you like it. I'm told if you
okay.
like half the album, that means it's good.
All right. So without further ado, we're gonna find out if she decided on this album to follow the same, to move on from that pop trend, because that whole like scene died. Everyone started going back to doing different things. Lady Gaga's not the big thing anymore. Or is Britney Spears going to like kind of like basically like continue to milk that sound? All right, I thought that was a good opening. Here we go. First track, which called Invitation, I realized that she is going for more of a seductive Ariana Grande or Selena Gomez sound
I don't think.
R&B route?
It's like sexy alien. It's like
No.
right. I mean, I feel
So
like
Kesha. So she's going for a Kesha thing.
Well, whatever is. Kesha's not really the thing now. But when I
I
first
wouldn't-
heard that song, I thought it's like she's kind of like this sounds like this person, or this sounds
I
like
don't-
that person.
I don't think so.
All right,
I mean,
go ahead.
To compare her to Ariana Grande, who actually has a range, is kind of wrong.
Well,
Even though I
Selena
don't like
Gomez.
Ariana Grande, but yeah, they both can act.
You're too low with the mic, man. Bring that up.
They
man.
both actually sing,
Right. Go ahead.
but I mean, Britney's still doing her like little whiny kind of noises. I don't really consider it singing, but I don't know.
All right. So
I don't think she's trying to be like anybody else. I think she got some kind of producers and stuff that are supposed to be like awesome, but I think they put her in the wrong direction.
okay, Mark, would you agree?
sure.
Okay.
I don't know what direction she's like. Yeah, like I'm not familiar with anything other than what's been super popular in the past. You know.
Oh, so what was you haven't heard anything new from her since when? Would
I
you
mean,
say?
I've heard it's Britney Bitch, and I've heard there's that Work Bitch song.
Yeah, that was
Because
last album.
Which, so I work doing I edit dance recitals sometimes, and it's a song that I've heard a lot, and I guess I've only heard the censored version where she just goes, "You gotta
Better work, yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was like, all right, this song's whatever, and then I heard it in a movie, and she says the word bitch like way too many times in that song. It's like offensive to me.
There's a song where it's like the only explicit song I think on this album. Is it Sleepover or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's one song where she
Where
says
she
that word.
says yeah, but there's like no reason for her to curse.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like why? Like why would you make your whole album explicit for no reason at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what drives me crazy.
Puns.
but yeah, it's like she was at one point, a role model to, kind of,
Yes.
like that was sort of her thing. It was like, oh, like I just think there should be a good role model for young girls, and it's like out the window now.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, it's way
now that she's
out
got
the
kids
window.
and
I
she's
thought that
got
when
bills to pay.
once she did the rehab thing, it was gone.
She's like,
actually no.
CeeLo
When
Green.
she said,
Well, her one album started talking about
yeah,
sex and
Right, when
whatever.
she said-
I'm a slave for you.
yeah, she was saying like back in the third album, like I'm not a little girl anymore, and she had that
Yeah,
song anymore.
that's,
I want
I
to
think
be
that was
adult.
the point.
And it's like, all right, so let's talk actually about that single "Make Me," which features white rapper
the white Drake?
white rapper
White Drake.
G-Eazy, which funny because when Miss Zest told me the same thing, like he sound like Drake, and I'm like, yeah, I wrote that in my notes. He does sound like Drake. It's like, and then the song actually is more of a mid-tempo R&B ballad, and I think that is like got the Britney Spears like soft-spoken vocals that I'm used to. But yeah, that guy sound like Drake. So it's like,
It's almost offensive because she can afford Drake, and she
Maybe.
gets the white version.
Drake was
of
busy, I
Drake,
guess.
which I just think is weird.
Well, G-Eazy is not like an unknown rapper now these days. He's got that
Oh.
hit song on the radio.
Oh.
Canadian anyway.
Yeah.
So he's
What
not
does that
fully
matter?
black.
He's not black. He's Canadian.
Okay.
He's a light skinned rapper. So
He's got the little head that disconnects from his jaw.
South Park references, yes.
Is he a puppet now? I'm confused.
Yes.
He's like us.
He's like a puppet.
I'm just saying, like, that was not a good single. And then we moved to the Private Show song, which she sounds like she's fucking 7 years old on that. But the track is an absolute mess, right down to the atrocious chorus, where she's saying, work it, slide down the pole, watch me spin it and twerk it.
That's
It's
terrible.
it's amazing how she can ruin a lame term like twerk it these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's lame to say twerk it now, but somehow she can ruin saying it.
I disagree. That was the one part when I got a boner.
Stu, get from that. Go on. What did you like about that song? Just because you said slide on the pole because he's being provocative now?
Yeah, it kind of gave me a boner.
Okay. So you're his target audience, Mrs. Spears.
My whole thing, that's interesting, because I think the whole point of listening to Britney Spears, if you're a woman, it makes you
It's to get a boner.
is make you dance and feel sexy, and for guys, it's usually to get a boner. And I really didn't think this album at all would make you get a boner, but apparently I'm wrong.
Well, I agree with you in the fact that it wasn't danceable enough on the whole for me.
No, not at all. I
Mark?
think that's her only thing that works. So
Yeah, I got no boners.
I even like when she slows things down. For example, like "Just Love Me" is decent slow jam. I will give her compliments on this. It's a coherent track, average R&B atmosphere, waves throughout. So she actually made a coherent, cohesive tune. But I should have known Britney would completely would not abandon the simplistic lyrics and the hollow electronic sound of her last album, which you can be heard in the track "Clumsy." She goes right back to that like dancey shit. But I will go with you on this, Stu. The song "Do You Wanna Come Over" it's got like that kind of like funky like vibe to it. Sounds like Gwen Stefani to me. I don't know about you, Mark.
That was one of the only songs that I thought was like kind of okay.
You like Gwen Stefani. I remember you were saying you like her
Well,
first
no,
album.
for the first time I thought in the album, like it was one of the first songs that she was not sounding like an alien voice. Like every song is like weird, like vocal effects, and
Right.
it was just not good. Yeah, like weird auto tuning. It's like they're trying to make her sound like a little kid.
Yeah, I felt the
It's
same
really
way.
weird.
It's really bizarre that
Yeah.
she sounds like she's 13.
Yeah.
And I was even thinking, like, how long are they going to try to pull this off?
Exactly.
Like, is she going to be in her 40s and they're still going to do that?
Yeah, but and what about actually Slumber Party is like more of like a erotic reggae song, and I wanted to ask you about that, Stu, because you're into kind of like the reggae stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of like a bad song, but since it was doing reggae music, I thought you kind of were.
No, it didn't stick out.
Yeah. They go for that acoustic ballad song, Just Like Me, which I thought was not too bad. And I thought the early 90s vocal style that they used on the song Hard to Forget Ya was fucking adorable. Plus, that beat went hard. And I told her...
It was good production throughout the whole thing.
No, it was not.
I
Just
thought there
saying.
was good production throughout the whole thing.
I had a feeling.
Me too.
What?
I don't know why, but I had a feeling you'd say that.
Yeah,
That's
had
what he
good
listens for, yeah.
synthesis. Yeah, whoever produced it obviously knows what they're doing. I mean, that doesn't mean they know musical taste, but they know what they're doing. It was good production.
Is this a Dr. Luke joint?
Yeah. Would you want to give any final thoughts before we get to our ratings? Stu first, you.
Final
Mrs.
thoughts.
S gonna go last because she's gonna be the
Oh,
cemented.
do I have to give a rating or? I don't have any final thoughts.
Did we? All right. What about you?
Yeah, I'm no wait. I do have one final thought.
Okay.
It was a blast from the past, and I'm glad that she's doing something again.
Okay, Mark.
Wow, that was.
That was
positive.
That's
Yeah, we're at half mast right
Mark's
now.
like,
I didn't like it. No, it's garbage.
All right, so Mark, you go first with your final rating then. If you're already kind of like dipping your toes into.
Fuck this.
Fuck, this is the worst rating. What are you gonna say?
I mean, I'm just gonna say skip it. It was pretty much what I expected it to be, which was like garbage. I don't listen to Britney Spears. I won't, and I unless we have to review another one,
Which
I didn't like.
we
it.
will.
I thought the vocals were garbage. Sure, like the music was well made, but I wouldn't expect anything less from like Britney Spears.
yeah, takes money.
Yeah, but she didn't do any of that. So like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Mark says skip
I
this.
say skip it.
Stu, go
I
ahead.
give it a download. This.
Woo! You think it's worth listening to?
Yes.
There's other ways
Why?
to get boners.
Just for boners.
Just
yeah, I know.
imagine
There's always Pornhub. You
just
know.
imagine her naked and listen to it. You're saying
You know, she's better looking than most of the chicks on Pornhub, though.
you're going the wrong
You
side.
could just Google "give me a boner" and
Give me more boners. So you say anything else? I'm gonna go next, but you good?
No, I'm
All
good.
right. So I think this album is a notch above being horrible. Now, one of the songs I want to mention, "What You Need," it reminded me a bit of Jessie J's song "Bang Bang." She got, and in other songs have a hint of Beyonce, but that song sums up what she's doing. I know Ms. S disagrees with me, but I think she's just like grabbing from other people. This album lacks like coherentness. It's very unimaginative, and no creativity. Mostly because it sounds like other artists that that are currently big in the scene now. And what's really sad about that is all the artists that she's sounding like, she's been in the game longer than them. So I don't know why she's copying those female artists that I mentioned. She should be attempting to set new trends as opposed to resting on her laurels like she did on the last two releases I mentioned. So I think this is fucking sad that Britney continues to waste her potential only because she knows her name alone will sell records. So I'm going to say this album, like you said, Mark, skip this shit. But finally, Mrs. S, what did you think of the latest Britney Spears?
Okay. Britney Spears obviously doesn't have much talent, but she has money. She can dance. She's sexy. The way her voice is, if they blend it the right way with music, it works and it sells a lot. Those components were not there, in my opinion. Just to have her voice just doing slow shit the whole time just does not work, in my opinion. And I just think it's lazy. Like, she doesn't ever try to do anything vocally amazing. So it seems like she just walks into a fucking studio. Somebody just created everything for her. She probably did this in like 3 fucking days, and then that was it.
It took 3 years to do it.
I don't. Well, she was in Vegas, so she was concentrating on that. But like, it's just. I just think it's like rude to like just people in general that have been fans to just do something like that. Like, at least put some effort, especially if you have money. And you're not going to play any of this at a club. None of these songs are even single worthy. To me, it's a joke, and I would say fuck this. To be honest, it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
All right.
Bringing the heat.
She's bringing it hard, man.
You're not allowed to. Fuck this pretty much means banishing it altogether, which means that you hate all previous Britney albums.
No, she's saying this album.
It's a disgrace to other things and her fans.
Yeah, she's basically saying this album. She wakes up every morning angry that it exists in society.
I wasn't angry when I listened to it.
But you're still mad to today. Whenever we mention it, you're just so angry. You can't even sleep at night knowing.
Listen, you don't have talent and you've been getting away with it, and then you put out more bullshit. Like, really? That's fucked up.
Okay. All right.
Not a Britney fan.
She is. That's what's ironic. Yeah.
Not a Britney fan.
I've seen her shake her ass at concert.
But yeah.
I've never seen her, and I still gave it a download. This.
Which goes to tell you right there, you guys. If you're a hardcore fan, you deserve better. So let us know in the comments if you like this album or hated it. Give what you would actually rate it.
Shows what I know about Britney Spears.
And finally, if you're listening out right now, Britney Spears, this is your last fucking time with me. This is your last time. Like, if you do another shitty album like this, you will get a fuck this from me, too. Truth be known. Don't fuck around anymore with this. Thank you again, Mrs. S, for coming out. I guess you're leaving now. I thought we were waiting until 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock to bring our kid back. You're gonna get him now?
Well, I'm gonna go in the air conditioning for a little while. And then I'm going to get it.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming. Love you. All right. That was fun, right? A lot of disagreements here, but I think most of the ratings were more towards like, don't buy this as opposed to listen to it whatsoever like you did. Said Stu, I think you're wrong on that one.
Give me a boner.
Everybody! We're late in the show. Everybody! He says everybody. What do you want, man? You're killing me, Stu.
What?
What do you want? You don't want this, you want that?
I'll have a Krabby's.
There you go.
Is there Krabby's in there? Oh, it's a full Krabby's.
That's what happens before you open the bottle. There's actually alcohol in it.
See, I don't know about the Krabby's mixed with the spiced rum. Is like a little too much.
All right, I really apologize to you, Mark. I'll say it right now. I can see I got the fan on high. We're doing that show actually at my place, and it's the middle of summer, the middle of September, so you know how hot it is then. But there's a fucking sauna in here. I see you wiping your brow like crazy. I'm really sorry that it's so hot in here.
His hair's all slicked.
Yeah.
I sweat a lot.
Is that gel or sweat?
If you want to take your shirt off, let me know.
Oh yeah. No.
Okay. It's hot in here. You know.
He's slicked with the Dep gel.
Yeah.
Because I'm sweating too, but I don't sweat this often, but it's weird. You know what it is these hot ass drinks I'm drinking. Ready? Next review. A Day to Remember. Bad Vibrations, baby. Then Day to Remember are a 5-piece band from Florida known to combine metalcore and pop punk, bordering on the genre easycore. You know that easycore is kind of like what they're trying to the term like
Easycore. Well, that would explain some of the ballads and like soft shit that I did not like.
Right. So easycore basically is a genre of mixing like hardcore with like pop punk. Sort of like what a band I like 4 Year Strong did earlier last year. I put them on my top 10. They're an easycore band. So anyway, after the release of their debut album and their name was Treason in 2005, I Didn't Remember signed to Victory Records and released For Those Who Have Heart in 2007, and probably their most popular album, Homesick, in 2009. And that record features the massive hit, The Downfall of Us All. And after the release of their fourth album, What Separates Me From You, I Didn't Remember sued their label, Victory, for a breach of contract. And
They were on Victory?
They were. They sued them and parted ways with them after that.
Fucking idiots. Victory's an awesome record label.
You're not following the scene. Mark, school him on what Victory Records has been doing to bands.
Oh yeah,
they've been screwing over.
Yes, every band that
They
signed to
had
Victory
that
Records.
Pitbull come after them,
Right.
I don't know.
Who?
I don't-
Pitbull?
They got that.
Pitbull.
They have the
Victory
little-
Records is hardcore stuff.
No,
They
they
got
have
that
the
Pitbull.
I'm saying they got that mascot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They have
I know
Pit-
nothing about this,
so
so I don't know why
basically-
he's
Oh, that's a bulldog, not a pit bull.
whatever.
Yeah,
there
so-
you go.
It's a bulldog.
There you go. That's why
I don't know anything about dogs either.
Apparently.
So Victory Records, every band that signs Victory Records, some reason they end up having to sue them because Victory Records forces you to do 5 albums when you sign them. And for some reason, they don't like the deals and people sue them and everything like that. But in this case, they sued them because they weren't getting paid the amount that they agreed to in the contract. So they sued them for that reason. And Victory Records was like, no, you didn't do 5 albums with us. So that's technically blah, blah. So anyway, the last album they released was called A Common Courtesy, which released through their own label, ADTR. While this latest album we're going to review right now...
Their own label.
Yeah. Latest album we're going to review right now is...
Using Victory Records as like a launching pad?
Well, their launching pad was...
As a launching pad?
Why are you sweating that label so hard, man? Jeez.
Oh, now they use it as a launching pad. If they went to their own label right after that, that's a launching pad.
Oh, you're right. It's true. It's true. But the new one, the one we're reviewing right now, is not only through ADTR, but it's also on Epitaph Records.
Okay, then they got found.
Yeah. Then
Once
they do.
again.
So this is why I fucking love the album Homesick, the 2009 album. I love how well they combine the two genres. It's so cute what they're doing. It's not like they're like this angry hardcore band, and it's not like they're like this like pussy punk band. There's like it's just a cute combination of two things.
Yeah, and I
I
only
love
like
it.
their angry half.
But on that album, I don't think they're a serious band. I just think they're just having fun. They just found like 2 different styles of music that they like, and they amazingly put it together to make a great album back in the day.
Disagree.
I'm talking about the older one, not this one.
Wow. Same shit, though.
Maybe not.
It's the same shit.
I don't know.
What I noticed about after Homesick, they started getting more heavier, like with the album,
yeah.
which worried me because I'm like, they think they're a serious band? I don't want that. I want them to be like lighthearted and go back and forth, like heavy, light, this and that. So what I'm expecting with this new album is that they maybe will realize they're not a serious. They're more like a Death Clock kind of band, not like a serious group. That's a fun.
No, they're not.
I mean, like what Death Clock is. Like they're not a serious like deathcore band.
So they're cartoons.
Band. Yeah,
now.
I want them to be a cartoon metalcore band with pop punk influences. That's what I'm expecting. And then when the fucking title track starts off in this album, which is called Bad Vibrations, it's like the cliche Day to Remember sound. Like, you know, when the feedback comes in, Mark. I know how you are when it comes to metalcore, and I was worried when it started. I'm like, oh, he's not gonna like this. Like you know, you hear that? Don't get started the wrong way. Like that stuff. Typical Day to Remember sound, but
Until you hear that.
I liked it.
Fucking all that soft ballad shit.
I
Where
liked
all
it.
that
Yeah,
the
but-
whole second half of the album sucked dick.
I want to talk about that second half in a second, but when it started off, Stu,
Or pussy. Whatever's more vile to you.
Stu, would you agree that the opening track was
Yeah,
decent?
pussy.
The opening track was decent, at least. decent opening track.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. It was,
And then the
it
song,
was a good opening track.
the song Paranoia. Holy shit, man! It's amazing how they do that hardcore punk, but they still keep that whole like metalcore into it. I thought that was a good flow like that. And then the backing vocals, the woes were good too.
I feel like that like the metalcore part ruined it for me.
Oh, in that song?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want them
that song in particular, I was like, maybe this isn't going to be such a bad album. And then, like, I was like, this song's pretty good. And then it got to the...
And then it went...
Come on, guys.
I kind of feel like you want them to separate it completely when they do that. You want them to have a whole song of one or the other.
I just want them to be a different band altogether.
Oh, what are you... Okay.
I feel like
you need to fire all your members and hire all new members, and have a completely different sound.
You have a background in the band? Like you listened to them before? Because I feel like Stu never heard them before.
They're a band that we sold a lot of records at the record store, and I always noticed how many albums they had. Like they had a lot, and I guess they had also like re-releases of. If you're telling me they started in like 2007, I'm like, Jesus Christ! Like I thought they started in like they were just one of those bands that flew by me that started in like 2000 because they have a lot of records.
Yeah.
And then I thought when we started this, when I put the album on, I was like, oh wait, we fucking listened to like their last album, but I looked it up and no, their last album was from years ago. So it just sounds like
what they do.
Other shit that we've listened to.
Yeah. But let me ask you guys this question: the song Naivety. I'm not sure if they were trying to sound like Sum 41, but mission accomplished. Like that sounds exactly like a specific Sum 41 song to me.
Okay.
Will you agree? It's a third song, like after the Paranoia track.
I don't know. I'm not that familiar with Sum 41, so.
Oh, really? It sounds exactly like the Hell song by them, but vocally, the pop punky sound to it is like perfectly impression of the Canadian band. And after the all-out metalcore track Exposed, which comes complete with the standard breakdowns and the thought-provoking lyrics, don't believe what the pacifist tells you. No war, no peace. You know, think about it. Think about it, Mark.
It's good.
It's deep.
It's deep shit, man.
I want to talk about the song Bullfight. I want your opinion on that song, Mark. Bullfight, which is like got the bass lines and the bouncy sound sides. It's a really, really alternative rocky track, and it's got like a little splash of metalcore in the bridge, but continues that whole like softer sound in it. But it's not too soft, Stu. So don't worry.
I don't know if I remember that one in particular.
Oh, the soft shit killed me.
Wow, really?
I felt like this whole album had like highs and lows. And
That's what
yes.
high for you.
Yes.
A lot, you know?
Yes.
Well, I think the difference is for you, Stu.
I think your lows are highs and my highs are lows.
Okay, our highs and lows are opposite.
That's what I'm thinking with you, man.
Yeah, that's possible.
So I'm thinking with that.
That is definitely possible.
Yeah, I'm thinking with that song was like the blend for both of you. So I'm wondering.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
yeah, I was like, okay, honey, and a nice acoustic guitar. You know, you're playing clean, no distortion. It's all right.
Well, that song actually had to listen to it twice to realize the brilliance of it. So Bullfight, romantic song, obviously. I thought it was really brilliant, but obviously these guys don't remember the track itself. Now we reached a half point of the record. So now, from this point on, Stu said he hated it from that point on. Why did you hate after?
It became all ballady and
yeah. I'm gonna say actually for you,
clean and
yeah. After
whiny.
After that song,
Stu,
shut up
and shit.
My point is, after the song I mentioned earlier, Exposed, with the lyric I mentioned, this is when the album fell off for you, I think. But I think Bullfight, for me, is when it started going, not ascending every track. It was like, like up and down for me. So I don't agree with you 100%, Stu, but I think like the second half's not as good as the first.
Okay.
Mark, did you have a low, or was it all bad for you?
I felt like throughout, it was just sort of, I guess it was highs and lows. So like, but yeah, I don't like the really slower, whiny stuff either. You know, so it's sort of in between. I like when they're rocking, but they're not like,
too rocking. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just don't get much out of out of the breakdowns.
I was dancing to that hard shit. The hard shit got me moving. I was dancing.
I actually noticed in the second half they use more like violins and like cellos throughout in some songs, like Justified. I thought it started like a softer guitar strum, but then like I feel like with Mark not liking that metalcore, like a song will begin and he'll like, oh, this is my softer song, and then they'll say a lyric and it'll like fade out and then like and then it'll come in. You hate that shit, right?
Yeah, I don't. Whenever I hear stuff like that, I think of like those cringe compilations on YouTube where you see like two kids, like one kid takes the high voices and the other kid takes the screaming voices, and like they're just like these two kids, and they're like, and I will, and then the other kid's like, and I will love you forever. And
basically, like Hawthorne Heights, yeah,
like preteen kids, like putting on the hits.
Yeah. The song I'll agree with you with used to is what it was too soft is the last song, Forgive and Forget, was a jury ballad song, the last track before like the two like bonus songs, which I won't include in my review.
Okay.
It's got like the depressing guitar progression and the signature wrist cutting like viola to complete the package of bittersweet nonsense. But like the song,
we don't need any wrist cutting music.
Yeah, the song like we got this, and other songs. I'm like,
life's hard
this
enough.
Is cute. The song we got this actually, when I mentioned as a single, was like more like a what Breaking Benjamin should be doing. Some songs, not that song, but another song was called Same About You. It was more like a Breaking Benjamin song, or what they should be doing. And we got this was more like the best you would get from Good Charlotte, which is hard to imagine, but I'm saying it's like this. If Good Charlotte did shit like this, I would like them more. But this is kind of
new album out, right?
Yeah, but this is kind of lower for a day to remember. But at the same time, it's cute. Every pop punk song they do wants to be different from everything else they do. So all in all, I think A Day to Remember did a good job staying true to their sound. Also, the record has a bit of evolution with the addition of the pianos and the string instruments on some tracks. And like Stu said, and I agree, I enjoyed this for the first half better than the second half. But I thought the second half had some interesting transitions from like alternative rock to emo to Alkaline Trio-esque like sap punk to like the blatant metalcore with like the matching gang yelling. And any fans who do not like anything on this album are way too hung up on their older stuff and refuse to like even allow their favorite bands to grow musically. Plus, this album isn't even that far off from what they were doing in the past, so what the fuck are you complaining about? It's not their best album, in my opinion, but it's
You're gonna get some hate mail.
It's still heavy and adorable at the same time.
Hate mail.
So I say just I want to split hairs like you do, Stu, and say like, oh, it's a high this or a low that, but I'm just gonna settle with one thing. Download this thing. Download it. Find out if you like it or not. If you like it, buy it. If you don't like it, you're a fucking asshole. Mark, your final rating.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I felt like going into this album, I was like, I don't know who these guys are. Maybe I'll find out. I didn't find out who they are. Like, they're so all over the place. It'll be pop punk, then it'll be metal, then it'll be screaming, then it'll be soft, then it'll be...
I agree. That's why I was very...
I want to say one thing real quick.
It's a confusing band.
I want to say one thing real quick. It's true what he's saying, because there was one song on this album, which I don't remember, but it wasn't that interesting to me. It starts off pop punk, and I kind of like started zoning out for maybe like 10 seconds. And all of a sudden, I'm in like metalcore, in the mucks of metalcore. I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? What the fuck happened? But I like when they do that. But go on.
It's like a whole style of music that I missed that just never appealed to me, and I feel like it comes from a place that I just don't get. And I feel like maybe the kids who grew up listening to this kind of music, they get it. They don't have a problem with it being so like all over the place. Mm. But for me, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to get into more of a band who I still, after listening to an entire album, don't know what their sound is. Because their sound is like 3 different things, Right. So I feel like that I don't know. It's just
But
not,
they have three
Yes,
specific sounds they do, so you understand that going in. So
Yeah,
what's the
but they
problem?
should do 3 separate albums with 3 different sounds.
Why?
Oh my god, I'm a genius. I just solved all their problems. 3 different albums with it. They can have the suck ass album with
Yeah.
all the slow stuff.
But how would that? How
And
would
then
that,
like one really hard album.
I'm sorry, we jacked your ratings,
This is
Mark.
how it's organized. Can they organize it differently? Put each different thing.
They
together?
cannot organize it any different.
Let Mark get his rating, and then
Yeah,
we'll
I mean,
get,
I get
we'll get you on in a second.
I
but go on.
get that their whole thing is doing that. I mean, that's their style. That's easy core, I
Yeah.
guess, is the whole point of it. See, that's the thing is you say easy core. I'm like, I never heard of that before. If that's the style, is like soft, hard, and soft, and in between, and this and that.
I think it would
like,
irritate me even more if it was like if they had one hard song and then one soft song and then
Yeah.
one hard song. If they try to like mix it, at least I was like, okay, the first half of the album's good and the second half sucks. At least they did me that favor.
Yeah, I
turn
didn't
it off.
like it.
Turn it off after the 6th track. But go on, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, I just whatever. My rating.
Oh, sorry,
I say-
his would be the opposite. His would be turn on after the 6th
Yeah,
track.
true.
exactly.
Yeah.
I would just say skip it altogether.
Okay. Sorry, you guys. Finally, Stu, what do you think?
I think it's worth it. It's controversial.
Okay. What's your
It's
rating?
worth listening to.
Well,
Download it.
Jesus Christ, man. I don't get you, man. Why are we arguing when you have the third rating? I don't get it. But
Because
anyway,
I want you to download it. I want you to download it for a different freaking reason than you do.
all right, you guys, let us know what you think of this.
You want to download it because you like it.
Uh-huh.
I think it's controversial, and you should listen to what you would like and what you don't like,
Okay.
and then write the band
Okay.
and tell them not to write that crap anymore.
Mrs. S, you had a question. You want to say something?
Or Mark, if it would be Mark's fan, it would be don't write the crap
Actually-
that Stu likes anymore.
Actually, Mrs. S listens to this band too, like occasionally, not too much. She had the album I was saying was cute.
Yeah, I got you into that more.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
Blow up my
welcome.
spot. Yeah.
You're welcome.
She didn't actually listen to the whole album, but you
No.
heard like half of it. But right.
It sounded similar to like what I've heard from them before, so it wasn't surprising to me. So I feel like if you already like A Day to Remember, then you would like this.
True. What you were saying, Mark. You don't get it, but if you do get it, you'll be into it.
It's probably not as good as Homesick, but I'm sure that, if it's going to be the same stuff. So,
Yeah.
and you should. Was it the same thing that you said for Britney? You said both to download it. Yeah. For both. See, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah. Something wrong with Stu, man.
There's something wrong with that. Okay.
All right. See you later.
What, I can't get a boner and listen to half a hard album?
End it with that. It's so fucking hot in here. We can't. Even our drinks are starting to warm up. What would you like, Stu? You want some more of this?
No, I do not want piss warm spiced vodka, spiced rum.
I actually have the recipe for ice in a drawer if you want to have your cold drinks.
Oh, you have ice.
No, I don't know the recipe. I can look it up. I don't know how to make it after reading the instructions.
Douche, you got a
Douche.
freezer.
Oh, is that how you make ice? How do you do it again?
Yeah, so you got your ice cube trays up on the top of the
Yeah, no.
cabinets up
Yeah,
there.
the ice cube trays are not
They gotta-
in the
They
freezer.
gotta be in the freezer, Jarrell.
Do you think they're
they're over there. They're not in the freezer filled with water.
Do you think they're gonna be?
So obviously you don't know the recipe
Yeah. Are they gonna
because
be
you're
hot up
supposed
there?
to take those and put water in them.
I did, and I put them up there. Are they gonna be cold up there?
No,
No, fucked
But
up.
do you have any ice in there?
I heard. Cold air rises. That's why I put up.
Now I'm looking for ice.
Ice.
I'm
will
leaving.
be-
I'm leaving the microphone.
All right. Me and Mark will talk.
I'll be
a bit
I'll
while
be
you're
gone
on.
for a little, just a short
Well,
while.
come back real quick. We have one more review to do. Dude,
So-
Mark, I'm pretty hammered right now.
Yeah, that's good.
It is.
I guess.
I don't want to
want
be.
This for, right?
But how are you doing?
I'm
You doing
alright.
good? I
Yeah.
feel. I really feel
I'm
bad.
really
that
fucking
you're
hot.
Yeah.
You know, it's the humidity that gets to me more than anything,
Yeah,
and I
you
fucking
hate that
I just
humidity
sweat
shit.
like immediately.
Yeah, that's what
But
happens.
it's sort
to
of
us, man.
I'm used to it because that's what I do at my job all day now is fucking sweat.
And get whipped in the back. You got a name. Your name is Mark.
Kunta Kinte.
I would have just said my name is Toby right away, but I'm a bitch.
I took all your ice.
All that. So when
All your ice. You have no ice left.
are we putting your glass in?
I was gonna
Oh,
pour
yeah,
some
okay.
Krabbies,
All right.
and I got some rum in there already.
Let's do a toast to having two reviews we agreed on, Stu, which is rare for us. Yar.
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 Yeah, Mark.
I second your yar.
You really gotta watch the roast of Rob Lowe, being that you were a fan of The Grinder, which got canceled.
Yeah, it's bullshit. That show was good.
Which I think you were right. I watched an episode. I'm like, yeah, this is
It's
kind of funny.
It's
Yeah.
really funny. And
Fred Savage was at the roast too. He
people
didn't
don't
say anything,
fucking
but it
know.
was funny.
Oh, really? Oh, he was just in the audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was surprising that he didn't come up there and say something.
Man,
but-
Fred Savage, he needs to come back to acting.
Yeah.
What?
You have a problem
Winnie
with
Cooper won't allow it.
Fred? Oh, okay.
She's real smart now. She makes math books.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, I
a
know.
mathematician. Shit.
Yeah, I want her join.
Hey, you guys, get to the last review. I heard you guys. All right, so here we go. Bayside, their album Vacancy. We're reviewing that right now, and they're a band from New York City who dabbles in alternative rock, punk, and emo, and they are a four-piece group who formed in 2000 and released their debut album Sirens and Condolences in 2004.
Which sucked.
Their first album.
Yeah.
You heard that album?
Yeah, I heard their old shit and it sucked.
Well, I heard.
I'm ruining my review, but their old shit sucked.
Well, I heard from their first album. I was told by a friend of ours that the first album is a depressing masterpiece and will ruin your optimism if you listen to it on a summer's day. So he said, make sure you listen to this album in the winter.
So that means it sucked.
Well, it means it's sad and shit. You don't like sad music?
No, it sucked.
Like, yeah.
Their old shit
The
sucked.
record has shown that Stu.
Yeah, he doesn't like sad
Yeah,
music.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Old shit sucks.
Now, again, the first four albums were released through Victory Records. And then the fifth album, Killing Time, was produced by former famous producer Gil Norton, which I'm sure you know, Mark. Gil Norton.
Oh, yeah, me and Gil go way back.
He has previously worked with the Pixies, Foo Fighters, and Jimmy Eat World. And the band began incorporating metalcore, melodic hardcore into their sound on that record. And then in 2014's album, called simply Cult, actually made it onto our top 10 list of that year. If you look on our website, you'll see it's probably number 9, something like that. But I thought the album was amazing. And this latest album, which will blow your minds if you guys don't know already, I'm going to tell you right now. This is their 7th album and was mostly written by singer Anthony Ranieri while living in a motel in Tennessee during his divorce from his second wife. And the album cover is a picture of the motel he was actually staying in. So I see, their minds are exploding right now.
That makes me want to re-listen to it and just see.
Okay, you didn't know.
I know. How would I know?
All right, well, I'm saying when you listen to lyrics on this whole album, you will find that they're really mostly very personal about this breakup, this divorce, and this situation now. Especially with the first track, 2 Letters, which I had to listen to the second time because I thought the song 2 Letters was about writing 2 letters to like his ex-wife, and it's a beautiful blend of emo and hardcore punk. But actually, when I listened to it the second time, the 2 letters are E and X. So that's what the song's about. Because he said, I don't know what to call you now. You're my ex, but you're other things too. But would you tell me this, Mark? I think like what this band sounds like, they're like a musical, like a version of an alternative punk version of Dead Cat for Cutie. The way he sings.
All right. I mean,
I was hoping you would agree with me. So quiet.
I don't know.
No.
His vocals, I'm not too big of like they grew on like I grew used to them, but I still don't like them. I felt like all right. So coming into this,
He was like Fergie meets Jesus. What the fuck are you talking about?
Fergie meets Jesus.
Okay. Random.
My humps, my child.
Go ahead, Mark. What are you gonna say?
Oh, well, okay. I mean, here I got the tiniest bit of history with this band, which is that they are from New York.
Right.
Their drummer died at one point. They had a drummer who died.
Car accident.
I was
On
friends
Halloween.
when I was in college. I was friends with a kid who was in my class who played bass for this band called Endwell. And then he left that band right before they signed to like Victory Records. Also, I think because there was like I guess like a run on bands from Queens at the time, you know,
Like brand new shit like that. Yeah.
yeah. So they so his band kind of took off without him, and Bayside was one of the bands that they were friends with. So I always assumed that they were in the same category of like screamo emo, like I just thought that band's not for me.
Right.
Like that's for someone else.
But they're not really screamo whatsoever. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what they sound like, so I just assumed because they were friendly. They're bands that were friends together. So, going into this, I was like, "This is going to be another one of these day to remember type things," and was my favorite out of the three this week.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, it
But
was
Agreed.
because it was.
Wait, is that a mutual agreement?
Yeah, but I'm saying,
without
like-
ratings. Was
Yeah.
this your favorite of the week?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that
See-
I don't want to spoil it for you guys
Fine.
out there.
Well,
I'm just saying that you don't agree with my Death Cab for Cutie reference, though.
I don't get it. No.
Okay. I was really trying to pick way he sings. It sounds really like soft and
I could see the clean vocal type
Yeah.
delivery, but yeah, I mean it's just
Lyrics wise, I can't really his lyrics are more like specific as opposed to what I think his name is Ben from I didn't remember sings, but I think like the way he portrays his vocals is kind of like really sweet and shit like that.
well, I totally can read your notes from the back of your notebook.
Well, I'm not on that anymore. I'm on a different thing. My favorite song on this album is called Not Fair. And I love the way it's like a carnival ride, like the upbeat, like I would say like bass lines throughout. Yeah, and it's like kind of like a matchbook romance kind of song.
okay.
If you remember the matchbook romance song "Monsters" from like 10 years ago,
That's a good one.
and I love the lyrics in that song, which says like after 6 records and 2 marriages, I'm still here paying dues. Brilliant. All I can say is brilliant. The whole album is just mostly me picturing him in a motel room, penning lyrics down, like looking at like a picture of his wife in the background, like tears coming down his face. Go back and write some more. It's just really
And watching really bad like softcore porn.
or just whatever the channels.
Because it's whatever's on the hotel.
Yeah,
Which
motel,
is bad
yeah.
softcore porn.
I just felt horrible for this guy.
That's what they
good-
got at those
Some
hotels.
good Misty Monday movies.
Yeah.
There were times where I was not sure whose fault it was in this breakup, and the fact that he can't see his he's got to move to Tennessee to see his daughter because he had a daughter in this second marriage, and he wants to be close to her in Tennessee, but whatever like that. Pretty Vacant, which is not actually a cover of the Sex Pistols, is a song on there, and it goes for a more mid-tempo 90s alternative post-hardcore vibe with the standard drumming, crunchy guitars, but then switches to like the bouncy, punky sound on the song. And Rumspringa! You know that song, Rumspringa? If you guys don't know what Rumspringa is, it's actually a party that happens with Amish kids, which I learned from the movie Sex Drive.
Is that when they get to leave like their Amish town and and go fuck whoever they want and go do drugs in the city?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like a
Awesome.
It's like a Woodstock for Amish people.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
not
it's
about
one day.
fucking.
It's one day they get to do whatever they want. But
No.
guess what? They have
No.
no.
It's not just one day.
It's
Oh,
a
it's
weekend.
not just one
They
day.
have to go live outside of the community, and then if they decide to come back, then they're welcomed in as adults.
Yeah, well, guess what? They have no connections to anybody because nobody knows them. They lived in fucking Amish town.
Well, no, well,
so the
have-
only people they find is like people on the street. Like, do you want to get fucked up with me?
From what I've heard,
I'm an Amish dude.
some of it though is because there's that documentary about it called Devil's Playground. Did you ever see that? It's like
We're sidetracking you guys.
they do
but
talk
sorry.
about how like
That's all right.
they'll still live. Some of them will still live at home in the Amish country, but then they'll have like barn parties where they pass out ecstasy and shit.
Right.
Oh yeah, no. There was Dutch, not Dutch, Pennsylvania Dutch, Amish. They got in trouble for cooking meth. They had a meth lab in one of their barns.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That
They had a
song-
fucking meth lab
that
in
song
their barn.
itself is, I guess, about that.
It's about he was in
So,
the
I
hotel
mean-
room watching Amish Mafia.
Yeah.
They're not totally innocent.
But that song has a
Yeah,
guitar.
Amish Mafia.
That song has a guitar solo. Mark
Amish Mafia was a joke though.
got a
Good
guitar
one.
solo. I was like guitar solo. Mark is digging this. And the band does a great job adding instruments and other songs too, like the song "Mary." Has like the piano loop going throughout the whole song, and it's very I think when you put a piano throughout a song, it really brings out the emotions of his lyrics, of Anthony's lyrics on that song. And then we go to the more gloomy punk tune, "The Ghost," which reminded me a bit of like Alkaline Trio, or like a more focused "Say Anything." But needless to say, it's just a fun jam. And then the final track on this album, called "It's Not As Depressing as It Sounds," is another example of a soulful ballad, rock ballad with backing vocals, pianos that shows there is a light at the end of the tunnel of misery. So cheer up, emo kid.
It's cheered me up.
Towards the end, I'm like, I felt bad for him, but when that last song played, I'm like, all right,
This album cheered me up.
All right, you go first. You go first.
Even the sad shit cheered me up.
You go first in your rating, man. Go
No,
ahead.
I thought it was a great listen to.
Okay, go on.
And it was a listen to again. And I think it would be a great driving album.
Off a cliff, right?
No, not off a cliff. You're trying to drive somewhere. You want to
Okay.
listen to something.
Mm.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself relaxing, laying down, listening to it. It was good that way as
Jerking
well.
off. Yeah.
No, I wasn't jerking off.
Okay.
Very
Can't
funny.
jerk off to this.
First a little bit
No.
of Britney Spears, and then a
Yeah,
little
yeah. No. See, no. The headphones go on for jerking off because I want to hear all the little moans and the fart noises, all that.
Final rating for Stu. As we segue. What would you say?
Okay. Fart noises. Give it a.
like the idea that you jerk off to fart noises.
I'll give it a buy this.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yes, it
That's
gets
a
good
high
rating.
praise,
It
high
gets
praise.
Good rating.
I'll go second, Mark.
Okay.
I like the lyrics on this record more. They're brutally honest about like a very difficult situation in the singer's life. And I think it's a very big example in the song "Maybe Tennessee," because obviously he was in Tennessee in the motel. Does the best job of displaying how empty and alone the guy feels. But musically, I think the heavier punk or hardcore tracks tunes help set a balance to an all but negativity that he's going through in his life. And I didn't feel like this album I want to revisit again. Not for me.
I do.
Perhaps the reason why for me is because I enjoyed Bayside's album that I talked about earlier.
And the earlier shit sucked.
The one before that I'm talking about. I like that one. But my only experience with the band before Cult was the album called Walking Wounded from 2007. So maybe the reason I like those two albums because their sound was something more of a new sound, a fresh sound to me. So I guess you can say when it comes to Vacancy, I have some reservations. Yeah! Sorry.
Good one.
Dun, dun. But I'm going to say, download this. I will.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Yeah, overall, like I said, this is my favorite of the three. I did enjoy for the most part. I felt like some of it was a little generic sounding, but for the most part, I liked it. I give it a download it.
This was your favorite.
Yeah, it's your favorite one. You go download.
The other was
The other ones he skipped.
Favorite of the three, and he's like, yeah, I'm download it.
Well, yeah.
Why are you only
garbage.
there? What didn't you like about
No. All I gotta say is snarky.
Just saying, like some of it, like I said, some of it sounded generic to me. It was not. Like that's why I want to re-listen to it with the idea that okay, this is like a emotional album for him.
At least you want to revisit it.
Yeah,
you want to revisit. He'll listen to it again.
I would re-listen to
it. He don't want to hear it ever again.
Yeah, but I listened to it twice already. I'm good.
That's bullshit.
But I will listen to it again. It's okay. But I'm just saying, like, some songs I don't want to hear over again. Some songs I do. It's just some songs I liked and some I didn't.
So Bayside is dead in your mind.
No, his relationship with his. I don't want him to write songs alone anymore. Just get your band together. Write some songs like that are like more everyone incorporates shit like you did on the last album.
That's sort of my beef with some of it. Like when I say generic, it sounds like it's all from one dude. So it just to me is like all sort of the same. There was no like dynamics to like different parts of songs. Sometimes I don't know.
You're right. You're saying he was like running the whole show.
Influence?
He ran the show. Like, this is what I'm feeling.
If he was
write a song about what I'm feeling.
Yeah, like if he was in a hotel room with a guitar, then I feel like it kind of comes across that way because all the songs are kind of in the same way. You know, rather than like if he like worked on it with the band, then like other people have other things to bring to the table. I feel like maybe it would have been a little more interesting for me.
Yeah.
So I give it a download it.
Cool. All right, so if you guys want to give your opinion on the new Bayside album, let us know in the comment section or send us an email if you want to like have a lengthy comment about it. Especially if you guys are from the East Coast area, I'm sure you want to have more to say about them. That wraps up our ratings, or our album reviews, and the whole show. Speaking of emails, again, we'll have the emails next week on the show, so make sure you tune in for that. So let's get out of here. Signing off right now. All right. Little John West has one shot for the road.
Cheers. Cheers.
I'm drinking this like fucking the captain from Johnny Depp's movie. Forget the name.
Straight up spiced rum out of the bottle.
Yar.
Ooh.
You are a fine wench.
He just says yar.
Says match in the gas tank. Boom, boom.
By the way, before we get out of here, see the new movie Black Mass with Johnny Depp. That he's back on track with that film. Let's get out of here right now. Get my notes here. How people can reach us.
By
First of all,
telephone at 908. No, just
Shut up.
kidding. Sorry. I'll shut up.
Go to our website, njhybridradio.net. Go down in the contact section, and you can send anything you want to us, which will come right to our email address, which is njhybridradio@gmail.com. Email us your questions, your comments, your opinions, your insults, all that stuff we want to hear. Also, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/njhybridradio. Make sure you like us on there. Go to our YouTube channel and search for Hybrid Radio.
That's the biggest.
And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We want to get our YouTube numbers
Yes, you
up.
definitely need to subscribe.
So we have videos now. You can see our videos are pretty puppet faces.
Yes, you can see our actual faces in puppet form.
Finally, follow us on Twitter at NJHybridRadio. And we put tweets up there as well. Tweet us, we'll tweet you back. Until next week, which will be a more of an urban show, I hope. This is Jester Jarrell, Snarky Mark,
What's up?
and Big League Stew.
Oh, I thought it was Disco Stew. Oh, wait, was it Fu Man Stew?
Nope, you're too drunk.
Okay, Big League Stew.
Saying have a good week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.